Oh, we're so back. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another Digimon trading card game video. It's been a little while. I'm really sorry about that. I have had just like the busiest few months. I started a new job. I just moved flat, apartment, house, property, whatever you call it, wherever you're from. And everything's just been super busy. I just want to first shout out and thank everyone for all the love and the support and the views and the comments. Even though I haven't uploaded anything for like 2-3 months, there's still stuff trickling through. I see you. Thank you for checking everything out and still leaving me comments and stuff. It means a lot. But yeah, life's just been like super hectic, but now I'm in this new place and I'm kind of set up as much as I can be. Finding all of the gear to even record this video today took me like 4 hours of going through bags and boxes, but new starter decks come out this weekend. Starter deck Dragon of Courage, and I also have a starter deck Wolf of Friendship that I'm going to do in another video. So after you've watched this one, I mean, you're obviously here to see the Greymon stuff, that's why you clicked on the video, but once you've seen this one, if you want to check below, I'm probably going to upload both of these at the same time so people can see what they want to pick up this weekend or start of the week or whatever it comes out wherever you are. We'll do the Metalgarurumon one, link will be below. Let's get stuck in it. I'm pretty sure I had some pre-release packs as well, actually. Hold on, I'm going to go find those. I actually forgot all about this. I got this yesterday when I picked them up and I put it in my binder. Got to go to your locals last night, which was cool now that I'm back in the sunny city of Glasgow. You don't know anything about these decks, if you haven't checked any of the listings out and you want to see how many copies we get of things and what things do, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to crack these open, have a look, see what cards are hits, what cards might be misses, things that might be good in the future, and if you should pick up more than one of these or not. Let's start with the pre-release pack. I want to see what I get first. I kind of hope it's like usable things for me. Alright, well, it's a High Andromon to start, so that's a no. High Andromon, and we get a Solarmon. Actually, Solarmon's pretty good. I think Solarmon's going to get used, especially in Machine Dramon decks. There's a new one coming out, I think. Or is that Hagurumon I'm thinking of? They're definitely bringing a new one out that I think is going to get played in Machine Dramon decks. I've seen a lot of people talking about. These are pretty cool cards. Some people will want these. For sure. Some people will want these kids. Alright, let's get cracking into the deck. So, as a person who had played a lot of BT12 Wargreymon, played a lot of BT11 Black Wargreymon X Antibody, even played a lot of, actually I didn't play a lot of Black Wargreymon at all. A couple of people in my locals played Black Wargreymon, so like I kind of just wanted to make sure that I wasn't playing things that everyone else was playing, just to keep our locals like fresh. Everyone can play different matchups and stuff. So I missed out Black Wargreymon. I actually missed out Melga as well. I missed out Metalgarurumon X Antibody, so I'm actually quite excited for the new stuff. I know that's going to probably divide the community, and some people are going to be excited for it, and some people are going to be dreading it, but I'm really excited to play Melga. So these two decks are like really fun for me as a Wargreymon enjoyer and as a Metalgarurumon convert. I think these are going to be sick. Let's start with this mat, because I've seen this mat being posted. I guess this is why it's in a bigger box, because they don't want this thing to get folded up so much. This is pretty good. You're not going to be able to see it all on my camera, but this looks pretty clean actually. And then on this side, it's got the Wargreymon, and then this is the line on this side. Okay, these are actually quite clean. I mean, they're quite small, but if it's on screen, it's quite nice. I think they made better posters than playmats, honestly, but it's alright. We'll stick it in the back here. It'll live inside the box. I was a bit sad that this is like the same size as the Beelzemon starter deck box, but like it didn't really come with any extras, which you can't always ask for the extra stuff though. Further my point, I'm getting distracted again. As a Wargreymon enjoyer, really enjoy it. It's probably my second most played deck in the BT12 format. So I'm really excited for the upgrades that this deck has, especially moving into BT14 with all the new red Wargreymon support that's coming out. I think it's a really cool place to be an Agumon enjoyer, so I'm really stoked for what's in here. Let's check and see. So as always, you get the little memory gauges. It's got Agumon and Wargreymon Ace on it, which is nice. If you're doing the starter deck event this weekend, maybe you're gonna use this as your memory marker. I might not take a playmat this weekend. I'm doing mine tomorrow. In Glasgow, and I'm quite excited to see what it's like. I've only picked up one of each of these so far, and I'm gonna pick up my second copies tomorrow, because I think I just want to make sure I have a play set of things. Even if I'm definitely not gonna use them all, I think it's good to have play sets of them. So let's run through this and let's see what cards we get, how many copies we have of them, and whether I think it's hit or miss. So first off, we're starting with the level 2 Koromon. So this egg, all turns once per turn. When an attack target is switched, this Digimon gets plus 1000 DP until the end of the turn. I quite like it, but I don't know if the little homie is going to replace the red Koromon egg that I'm running at the minute. I think it's nice, but with Raid, Blast Ace blocker all being so prominent, I think maybe this egg has like a good place, but I'm gonna test both once all the new support comes out and see what it's like. I think once I've done the starter deck event, I'm probably gonna pop some of these cards into my current BT12 Raid Wargreymon deck, and I'm gonna see if the homie plays differently. I think it could be quite nice. Next up we have Agumon. It's the rookie Digivolves Koromon. For 0, nice. Start your main phase if your opponent has a Digimon. Gain a memory. Quite nice. I like this art. This art is sick. Oh, we got a little Espimon up here. I didn't clock Espimon. Espimon's the boy, man. I love Espimon. And we got Blimpmon. Is it Blimpmon? The guy up there that looks like it should be Commandramon's ultimate, but it's definitely not. Feels bad. We got a toy Agumon in the back. A little vending machine with some plugins or something, maybe. Let's go to swag. I like the effect. Start your main phase if your opponent has a Digimon. Gain a memory. Like, this is really good for, like, you know, if this thing's sitting in Raisin, opponent then has something out, pulling him up out of Raisin before you go into your champ or whatever, just like to give you a little extra one is nice. I feel like it's good to start seeing some more memory gain back into the game as well, because I feel like memory is like, it's still important, but I don't think it feels as important as it was like before BT9. You know, I feel like a lot of decks now thrive passing over end of turn Jogress, end of turn do this, blitz, delete something, trash security cards. Like I feel like there's less of a strain about making sure you keep it your turn anymore. So I'm glad to see that there's some cards like this coming back. I feel like we're gonna have a shift, because I think this is the first product we get with the new design team, I think. So it has like these, because I think RB1 is the old ones. Hold on, yeah, here's just like a handful. I built Gamamon. I'm gonna do a deck profile on this actually once I've ironed out some creases, but I actually quite like the deck run. But yeah, this is still like the old format with like the colors here. We don't have these little rings that are on the new cards. So I think that these starter decks are the first product we get with the new design team, which I think is really cool. So I'm excited to see how they sort of like shift the focus of the mechanics and whatnot. It's going to be exciting. So yeah, we got Agumon. We get how many cards? We get 2 copies of Agumon. Okay, so I think that two decks here is probably going to be good, because like I feel like you want to play 4 copies of this guy, maybe 3 copies. I'm not really sure about the lineups. I'll be honest, I've not looked into the upgrades. Yeah, I felt quite overwhelmed with the starter decks, and with BT14 coming out, I've not had a great look at the Japanese meta to see what's coming out. So I don't know if you definitely want to pick up another deck to get another 2 copies or not, but I feel like he's a strong level 3 for the deck. Next we have Clear Agumon. I really dig the art on this one. It's got like the there are 3 different, no, it's Toy Agumon, Clear Agumon, and then I think that's just a variation of Toy Agumon, I think. I mean, this guy's cool, the art's really nice, and it's just a bit of a vanilla with Reboot Inheritable. I think it's fine. It throws me back to old like BT2, BT3, Wargreymon, like the black one. I forget if it was BT2 or BT3. I know we got it in the first 3 sets for us anyway, but yeah, it reminds me of the old, because the old Toy Agumon had Reboot, right? So how many of these do we get? So we get 4 copies of Clear Agumon. Okay. I'm gonna run out of space if I do this. I don't know, we'll see. Then we have the Solarmon. So this guy got my pre-release pack. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a black card, add it to your hand, trash the rest. My focus went a bit funky there, I'm sorry. I think it's pretty good. I think it probably works more in like the Machine Dramon kind of format, where you're wanting to run the machines and the cyborgs and stuff. You want to like filter through things. I never played Machine Dramon myself, like I always kind of missed that boat. I feel like a lot of the cards in here are like good fodder for that. Alright, it's gonna do my head in that these are squint, so let's line them up with the video. After Solarmon, we get Toy Agumon. So he's a blocker. Your turn, when this Digimon attacks a player, lose 2 memory. So reminiscent of the old school blockers, which I like. Like they kind of set 1 through 3 blockers for the most part. The starter deck blockers, they were really cheap, and if you attacked, you lost 2 memory. I think that's nice. It's cool to see on a rookie as well. Was it the old Toy Agumon that had blocker? The old black one, was that a blocker Digimon? I forget. Alright, now we're on to level 4s. We got Mechanorimon. Look how sick this art is. Shout out Koki. I know a lot of people in the community are big Koki fans. Koki always has like some incredible artwork for the Digimon TCG. I'm a big fan. Hard cast them for 4, Digivolves for 2, Inheritable Reboot. Pretty simple. Again, it's nice. I think a lot of this deck just seems to be like go up stack, get Big Man. Big Man has effects, and that kind of seems to be just the long and short of it. Kind of here for it. Next we have Tankmon. Tankmon's 5 to play, 2 to Digivolve. Has Jamming, no Inheritable. Kind of nice. I think this is good in like, forgetting that these are starter decks, right? So there's going to be cards in here that like are not like, oh, the entire deck's not going to be meta straight out the box. Like this isn't Beelzemon. That also wasn't a starter deck, I can confirm. But like some of these cards are just good like small cards for people to like start learning the game, learning about different aspects of the colors and whatnot. And I think this is in like a sealed starter deck format. I think just having like a level 4 with jamming is nice, man, right? So we get 4 of those guys. It looks like we're kind of getting 4 of everything except the big line, which I guess makes sense, and I guess you want to buy more than that, but like having to buy 2 copies of the deck, Bandai, just feels bad. Put them all in one, make it you know, 25% more expensive, 50% more expensive, and just put it all in one deck. So next we have Greymon. So this is the super rare, or one of the super rares from the deck. 6 to play, 2 to Digivolve. Digivolves on a level 3 with Wargreymon in its name for 2, so it can go over red Wargreymons, green Wargreymons, yellow Wargreymons. I think those are the only colors. I don't think we have black or purple ones yet. So yeah, this is kind of nice. This means like, oh, look at the texture. So this guy can Digivolve off your red Wargreymons, which is nice. Your red Wargreymon X antibody is still going to cost 2, which is very nice. You may play one Wargreymon or one Tamer. Well, this is a security effect. I thought this was going to be like a Digivolve or an on-play there. Okay, so this is a security effect. So if this guy is checked in security, then you may play one Wargreymon or one Tamer card with Taikamiya in its name from your hand or trash without paying the cost. That feels kind of good, especially because a lot of the effects that we saw on the champion level Digimon that involved Tamers were like, if you don't have Tamer, play Tamer. You know what I mean? If you don't have a Tamer with Taikamiya in its name in play a Taikamiya kind of thing. So yeah, I quite like this. And then he's just a blocker. At blocker timing, by suspending this Digimon, it becomes the attack target. So this is now, I think these are now the first official cards with the new, obviously because the Blast Ace cards are in here. They've now sort of like redefined the blocker timing. So there's now a small flash step, I suppose, right before the blockers are declared, where the defending player has the opportunity to hand counter, or to counter, I guess. I don't know if we're going to see more counters in the future. It might be quite cool to see something. I'm a big fan of this. I think having interaction on your opponent's turn is something that Digimon has like desperately needed, and I'm really excited to see how it kind of plays into the game moving forward. Greymon's inheritable here is when an attack target switch, gain a memory. So that's the same as the Wargreymon, which is kind of nice. So the thing I like about this is if the Wargreymon and the Greymon are in your stack and you blast Ace into the Wargreymon, change the attack target because it then has blocker, it'll unsuspend itself and you'll gain 2 memory, could potentially end the turn. I reckon there's 2 copies of this, right? Stuck together. Classic starter deck shenanigans. Yeah, we get 2 copies of Greymon. Kid's really nice. I like the art as well. I like the Mechanorimons flying around in the background. They're cool. I definitely need to pick up another copy of this then, because I'm definitely not going to be able to upgrade my current deck without 2 copies. So, because I reckon this guy's probably a 3, maybe even a 4, because it has so much like Wargreymon and Tamer love. Like playing 4 copies of this obviously increases your chances of it being a hit in security, and I kind of like that. So maybe it becomes a 4 of. I think a 3. I think 3 is like a nice number. So that's it for 4s. We're on to the 5s. The next one we have is a Nightmon. This is cool. We see a lot of Nightmon in black, and was it black before in the Ragnarlordmon deck? So we're saying, whoa, can we focus on it? Struggling. Try focus on Koromon's face. Is that what the problem is here? Yeah, Nightmon's pretty swag. On play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 5 or less. Quite cool. Only costs 3. From what I remember, the Tamers in both of these decks are memory setters. So like, I feel like just dropping this to try and get rid of your opponent's level 5 so that they don't blast Digivolve into whatever feels very like this is built to be like starter deck against starter deck again, which I think is nice. And yeah, 4 copies, which I'm unsurprised with. Yeah, 4 copies, which makes sense because it's not part of like the Greymon line. So next we have Andromon. Andromon helping a little Patamon here. I hope he's helping him. When Digivolve, indeed Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Can't trash pass a level 3. And Inheritables Reboot. It's nice. It's kind of basic. It reminds me of like the old like black playstyle with the Greymon line. The Gardramon blockers, all those kind of kids. It's very reminiscent of sets like the first like 3 sets of Digimon for me. This deck feels very like almost nostalgic in a way, which I quite like. Like not necessarily just because of the cards, but because of the sort of play style and stuff as well. Like nothing here has like, obviously the line has like some synergy with what it's trying to do with the Blast Ace thing, but a lot of these cards just seem to have like nice effects themselves, and that just pulls me back to the nostalgia of the early game, which is cool for me. I'm also glad that we're getting these new little like on the playcross and stuff here. You can see it has like this little wheel. These are representing the 7 colors that are available in the game, which I think is great for accessibility reasons. So for people who are like possibly colorblind, wouldn't have been able to previously see or be able to like distinguish terribly easily which colors were on cards, which I think is a really cool move from Bandai. It's always sick to make their game more accessible. So you know, GG's Bandai for implementing this. I think it's a really cool thing. Now that easily identifies what family a card belongs to. I think that's really sick. Alright, so we have 4 copies of Andromon. Next we have Metalgarurumon. So this guy's a rare. It's quite nice. I really love this art, man. This art's really sick. The Gardramon's in the back. There's some Mechanorimons down here. Like, homie looks like he's just Digivolved and he's like, but I just clocked the Mamemon getting like thrown. Or is it a Gyromon? He's got a sword, but it looks like he doesn't have feet, so it must not be a Mamemon. Is it Gyromon? Is that what his name is? He doesn't have horns though. Either way, it looks like Metalgarurumon's just like digivolved into the area, and then he's just like busting through and like smacking everyone, which I kind of love. I never clocked all the Digimon when I saw this scan the first time. So this thing digivolves from a level 4 with Greymon in its name for a cost of 3, which is cool. It has blocker, which I think is just nice to have, and then security attack 1, security attack plus 1. It's cool to see the new like everything being shortened and stuff. The new design is sick, actually, Bandai. I quite like the new design of these cards. It feels nice. It feels like a breath of fresh air, but also feels quite nostalgic to me. So I quite like both of those aspects here. I think the Metalgarurrumon's good. Like, giving you security attack plus 1 is just like a nice inheritable to just give anything, especially just in year 5. But will it replace the previous Metalgarurummon? I'm not really sure. Would I play more than 2 of these? Not really sure. I'd like to experiment. Having the blocker on the level 5 feels cool, because I know you can give things blocker with the BT12 tie. But if you have more than 1, then obviously this is just like one less thing that you need to give the blocker and the plus 1k to. It's kind of cool. I like them. How many do we get? Yo, do we get 4 of these? No, we don't. He's stuck to the Wargreymon. I thought we had 4 of them for a second there. But, you know, he was super stuck here. All right, 2 copies of the Metalgarurummon. Rather nice. Then we got onto the box art card. We have Wargreymon Ace here as our level 6. Ooh, the Chaosdramon in the back is kind of cool. I missed out on the other one. We got these as box toppers for BT13, which I thought was like a weird choice, but it kind of just introduced the Blast Ace mechanic like earlier, I suppose, like because they were legal from when it was released. I kind of prefer the gold text on them. I don't know where I have them, to be honest. Like I said, I just moved. Everything's in bags and boxes still. But this guy's cool. So if you don't know what the Ace mechanic is, or what the Ace cards are, I should say. So Ace cards are slightly cheaper, easier to get out versions of cards that have a drawback in the form of you losing memory when they're essentially just removed from the field, whether it's the top card or whether it's in the Digivolution cards. So you can see down here, the first thing to look at is this overflow mechanic. So this says when this card would move from the battle area or under a card to another area, you lose 4 memory. So you probably clocked that Wargreymon here only costs 6 to play, which is kind of huge. I mean, in like a tiny sense, right? But the second thing about them is that the first part here is the hand counter. So these are, well, we've seen hand before, but counter is the first time we've seen this keyword. And Blast Digivolve. One of your Digimon may Digivolve into this card without paying the cost. Now, obviously it needs to be a level 5, right? It can't just be anything. You can't just slap it on top of a level 3. But the cool thing about this, and this is why they've kind of reworded the blocker keyword to say at blocker timing, by suspending this Digimon, it becomes the attack target. Because what you can do during the counter step is if you have a level 5 Digimon on the field, a level 5 black Digimon, or a level 5 with Greymon in its name, as long as it meets the Digivolution requirements, right? When your opponent declares an attack before blocker timing, you're going to be able to counter and Blast Digivolve that level 5 or Metalgarurummon into Wargreymon Ace for free. Then blocker timing hits, and this Wargreymon can block, which is really, really, really sick. I think that's really, really awesome. The thing I like about that is there are a lot of inheritables that are like the ones that we get on the Agumon and the Greymon here that say when an attack target is switched, you can gain 1 memory. So you actually gain 2 memory for going up into this, which could make it your turn. Pass your opponent's turn over and stop them from being able to do anything else. All turns once per turn, when a card is removed from a security stack, you may unsuspend this Digimon. So you could get more than 1 block in there, which is kind of cool. I think the cards are nice. There's a really cool finish on this. I can't remember what the finish was like on the box topper ones or not. I can't remember if they got this same treatment. But either way, I really like these ones. I don't know which ones I'm going to run, but I'm definitely going to experiment with throwing maybe like 1 or 2 copies of this into a Wargreymon deck. Not your main mega that you want to deal damage with, but kind of just keeping it as like some sort of cool defensive option to get the counter effect off is pretty swag. I like that. So you get 2 copies of him. He's also your other super rare along with the Greymon. Next we have Hyandramon. So Hyandramon's level 6, Digivolves for 4. It has blocker, and when Digivolve and delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 8 or less, which again is quite good. It tackles out those 5s or those 4s once BT14 comes out, so they can't Blast Digivolve when you're attacking. But also just in the starter deck kind of showdown format, these are going to be good for also getting rid of the Ace cards, because the Ace cards, the megas, only cost 6. So I think Hyandramon's fine, and we get 4 copies of those. All right, next up we got Tai Kamiya. We got a new black tie in the starter deck here. Cost 4 to play, which usually tells us that it's going to be a memory setter. So if you get 2 or fewer memory, set it to 3. We love to see it. All turns, when an attack target is switched by suspending this Tamer, draw 1, and one of your Digimon gets plus 2k till the end of the turn. That's huge, dude. That's huge. Let me tell you why. If you block and the attack target is switched, then you can suspend this, draw one on your opponent's turn, and then give your blocker plus 2k. Or just give one of your Digimon. It doesn't have to be the blocker, but it could be. So you're going to buff the blocker as well, draw on your opponent's turn, and then when it gets back to your turn, you can use some raid shenanigans to continuously draw. I think this is a really sick card. Like, I feel like this is going to be like a good like 2-3 of. Probably replace the red tie that's currently in the BT12 deck. I know there's a new red tie coming out that I think it's when a card's removed from a stack, you suspend it to draw a card or gain a memory or something like that. All the BT14 and 15 Tamers are like that. It's like when effect, you know, suspend to like draw one, gain a memory. Whatever falls in line with like the Digimon's kind of attributes. But that's sick. So we get 4 of these. 4 of the main man Tai Kamiya. It's kind of nice. I like it. I'm just going to throw Tai down here. Make a bit of a mess. Right, next we got option cards. I don't think I've even looked at this one at all. So this is cool. This is when Tai goes to get his crest in season 1, right? Sometimes I'm not a fan of like the anime style cards being in here. Like, I kind of like the cards to have their own design. Like, when you look at literally everything else apart, even the Tamers feel kind of unique because they're usually in a pose, but you look at any of these cards and it feels like it fits in the current card game. And then I just think the anime ones they feel like the old, like, I blame the first promos, you know, the first promos that came out that had the anime artwork, like the Tai's growing up and was it TK's goodbye and all those ones. Like, reminds me of those too much. Breakthrough of Courage costs 4 to play. While you have a Tamer with Tai Kamiya in its name, you may use this card without meeting its color requirements. Unsuspend one of your Digimon, and then one of your Digimon with Greymon in its name isn't affected by the effects of your opponent's Digimon until the end of your opponent's turn. I think it's okay. Like, again, it works really well within the starter deck because you're probably going to have, I think, Melga minus his DP, I think. Can't really remember. We're going to go through that one in the next video anyway. But even if you're going up against this deck, you've got things like Nightmon that's going to, you know, kill something that's got a play cost of 5 or less. You have High Andromon that's going to delete something that's 8 or less. You have D-Digivolves and whatnot. So I guess in the mirror match, this is good. But yeah, I think the card's okay. I don't know. I'm not going to write home about it. I'm not going to say it's a bad card, but like, I just, for the play cost, for the condition, for Greymon Tribal, I just think there's like a million other things. Maybe not a million, but there's a lot of other things that you could play instead, I feel. So you get 2 copies of that, which I honestly think is fine. Then we have Trident Arm. Trident Arm costs 6 to play. Main D-Digivolve 3, one of your opponent's Digimon, and then until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your opponent's Digimon gains. Start of your main phase, this Digimon attacks. This feels kind of wild, actually. For 6, though, I feel like this card would be like easier to stomach if you had like, you got to reduce it by 2 if you had like a Greymon in the field, or like you got to do the effect and then it was like, if you have a Digimon with Greymon in his name, gain 2 memory or gain 1 memory or something. I feel like that would make it stick out more, but I have to remember that all these cards are not going to be meta defining. It's a common in a starter deck and it's fine. That's about it. Maybe it's going to be one of these things that finds a lot of use in the future, but you get 4 copies of this for what it's worth, and that rounds up the deck. All in all, I think like the deck is fine. I think it's good for a starter deck. There's some really good cards in here that are going to help the Agumon and the Greymon archetype out. There's a lot of cards in here that I think are also going to be fun to experiment with other decks like Machine Dramon in the future. And they keep printing Nightmons in the color black, so like maybe in the future we're going to see something that will cross over and Lord Nightmon's going to come back and we're going to have some yellow black thing that we can play there. But yeah, I think the starter deck's fun. I'm interested to go through all of the Metalgarurumon ones and see which one I think I prefer more. But honestly, right now, considering I still play Wargrey this format, I'm really excited to slot some of these cards in. I'll definitely pick up a second deck so that I can get playsets of the main Evo line for sure. But yeah, I think this is a solid deck. I think it's great for a starter deck. Let me know what you think below. Leave me some comments. Are you going to pick it up? Are you going to pick up the Melga one? Let's see. If you're interested in seeing what the Melga one holds, the video will be below. Might be on like an end card or something, but click it, check it out, see what I think, see what you think. Let me know. I hope you have a great weekend. Enjoy your starter deck event if anyone's doing it. And yeah, I'm excited to come back and start doing some more deck profiles. Thanks for sticking with me, YouTube. Love you. Goodbye.